Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Pisces, today we're going to look into your person. We're going to see how they're currently viewing this relationship with you and how they feel about it and what actions they plan on taking in your direction and are moving forward. So, with all that being said, Pisces, let's get started. What's the overall energy for Pisces reading for today? So we do have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, so far so good. Now, Pisces, we're going to start off with how this person's currently viewing this relationship with you. We'll see ultimately why we're getting this card for them and how it resonates with the reading for today, but let's see how they're currently viewing their relationship with you. How does this person currently view their relationship with Pisces, Sun, Rising, and Venus? Okay, so we do have the Devil out here. We also have the Tower, and then we have the Six of Swords, and then we also have the King of Cups. All right, in regards to how this person's currently viewing their relationship with you, Pisces, kind of looks like things have been very toxic and unstable and chaotic between the two of you for quite some time now, is what I'm gathering. There's an overall energy of them just wanting things to be good between the two of you. I am definitely getting that. That's something that this person has been aiming for essentially things to get better between the two of you. But not only that, like they do want things to get better, but they want things to be good between the two of you. This person comes off to me as somebody who does not like being at odds with you. They hate when the two of you argue. They hate when the fact that, you go as far as to like distance yourself from them, things like that. Because I am definitely getting that when there is a lot of tension and conflict between the two of you, you tend to distance yourself from them or like give them like the silent treatment or something like that. I also feel like they absolutely hate that as well. Like they hate when you give them the silent treatment. They hate when you distance yourself from them. Like they hate when you guys are fighting. They hate when you guys just don't see eye to eye on things. Like they absolutely hate that. So with that being said, it just kind of looks like things have been very challenging as of lately between you and this person. But it's one thing that I will say is that they just want things to be good. They do. They just want things to be good between the two of you. They really, really do. Like they just want the two of you to just stop arguing. You know what I mean? Already. They just want the two of you to get along. They just want this to work out, to be completely honest. And when you guys are fighting and arguing with one another and not seeing eye to eye with one another, it causes them to essentially feel like this might be the day, you know what I mean? That Pisces, decides to leave me. I am definitely getting that. This is somebody who wants to avoid this relationship from, coming to an end for good. And this is kind of why we see them trying, to get back into your good graces all over again. This is why we see this person trying to get this relationship back to a place where, the two of you are getting along, the two of you are not arguing, where there is peace, balance, and harmony within this relationship. Okay. How does this person currently feel about their relationship with Pisces? If it's one thing that I will say is this, this person basically feels like the good outweighs the bad in this relationship. Granted, do they have their trying moments with you? Absolutely. But they still feel like, this relationship has far more good than it does bad to it, is basically what I'm gathering. I'm also getting to that this person, feels like it's going to take the both of you to essentially get this relationship back to the way it used to be, where things were good, between the two of you. I am definitely getting that, which is kind of making me feel like this person feels like they're the only one fighting to get this relationship back to a good place all over again. They don't necessarily feel like you're participating, is basically what I'm gathering. And it's not to say that you're not. We are just going based off of them and how they currently feel. So I just want you to keep that in mind, because there is a possibility that you could very well be trying to get this relationship back to the way it used to be, where things were good, between the two of you. They just may feel like you're not really putting that much effort like they are. That's definitely a possibility. But they do feel like the only way that this is going to work out between the two of you is if you guys are on the same page and you guys are aiming towards the exact same thing. Because this person feels like if they're the only one putting in the work to improve their marriage and a relationship with you, they don't necessarily feel like, the situation's ever going to change. They don't necessarily feel like the situation's ever going to improve between the two of you. Okay. Now, we do want to see what actions this person plans on taking in your direction and or moving forward. So let's look at that. What actions will this person take towards Pisces or moving forward? Okay. We have the Ace of Swords. We do have the Death card. We also have the High Priestess. And then we also have the Seven of Pentacles out here. It's interesting. It's interesting because I feel like this person feels like if you were to just change, you know what I mean? Things would just be so much better between the two of you. If you were to just essentially change your ways, is basically what I'm getting. This person feels like if you were to change, things will essentially improve between the two of you. But that's the thing, right? Is that you feel like if this person were to just change already, that things would essentially be good, that things would essentially be better, between the two of you. So I think it's safe to say that there are certain things about them that you would want them to essentially change about themselves, and there's certain things that they would want you to essentially change about yourself. But see, that's the thing that I kind of feel like you guys are experiencing within your relationship with one another, which could very well be creating a vicious cycle here, between the both of you, to be honest. A lot of you might find yourself essentially feeling like, well, I don't need to change. It's them that needs to change. They're the problem. It's not me. They're the problem, right? But see, that's the thing, is that I feel like they do the exact same thing. Like, I feel like this person looks at you like, you're the problem, Pisces. Like, I don't need to change. You're the problem, Pisces. You're the problem. It's not me, it's you, Pisces. So I don't necessarily feel like you guys are working on changing whatever it is that you guys need to change about yourselves in order for this relationship to work. And it makes sense as to why that's not even occurring here. And it's mainly because they look at you like, no, you need to change. I don't need to change. You need to change. And then you're looking at them like, no, 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 no. Like, I don't need to change. You actually need to change. I can tell, here's my thing. I could tell this person, wants, this relationship to work. And I could also tell that this person is coming to this realization that the only way that this is going to work is if the both of you put forth the effort to make this relationship work, which I agree with them on that. I mean, who could argue with them on that? It takes two, right? It takes two to make this relationship honestly work. So I definitely agree with them, on that. However, I don't feel like this person's taking time to change the things that you would essentially want them to change about themselves. That's the thing. And this is why, you still find yourself essentially feeling the way that you feel in this relationship. You find yourself essentially feeling like things are never going to get better. Things are never going to change. They're never going to change. You see what I mean? But that's the thing, is that they feel the exact same way about you. Like, they feel like things are just going to constantly remain the same because you refuse to change. You see what I mean? So you guys are definitely caught up in a vicious cycle right now because neither one of you are putting forth the effort to change. But it's because you guys feel like y'all don't need to change anything about yourselves. That's the thing. It's like you guys are pointing the finger at one another. Like, no, it's not me. It's them. They're the problem. They're the problem. And this person's like, no, 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 Pisces is a problem. They are. Trust me. You know what I mean? And it has that type of feel to it. I think that you guys are going to constantly find yourself in this vicious cycle with one another until you guys put forth the effort to honestly change, to be completely honest. In order for you to be happy and satisfied within this relationship, they need to change, right? Well, in order for them to be happy and satisfied within this relationship, you need to change. You see what I'm saying? The both of you need to essentially change in order to, become happy and satisfied, right, with one another and within this dynamic that you guys share with one another. But if you guys are too busy like pointing the finger at one another, neither one of you are going to be happy and or satisfied with one another, because again, what's going to make them happy is you changing. What's going to make you happy is them essentially changing. But if they don't feel like there's anything that they need to change about themselves because they're looking at you like, it's Pisces, that's the problem, you're never going to be happy. And well, you know, if this person, is essentially looking at you like, nah, like you're the problem. And if you were to change, Pisces, then I'll be happy. You know what I mean? If you refuse to change, they're never going to be happy. You see, like you guys both have the ability to make one another happy. I just think that the both of you just need to put in the work to essentially change. That's it. That's honestly it. That's honestly it. Especially with engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Um, I listen. I think that you want this relationship to work, and I think that they want this relationship to work. I just don't think that the two of you know how to really make your marriage or your relationship with one another work. I just don't think that you guys know how to get this relationship to a healthy place like it used to be. But that's all that it honestly takes. You know what I mean? It's not as complicated as it may seem to the both of you, is kind of what, because I feel like you guys are like both aiming for the exact same thing, right? You want to be happy, they want to be happy. You want to be with them, they want to be with you. But it's like y'all just don't know how to get there, is what it is. And it's like every time you guys attempt to get this relationship back to the way it used to be when things were, good between the two of you, it's like you guys find yourself experiencing obstacle after obstacle, and you guys just don't understand, like, why does it have to be so freaking hard, right? But it's because of that, Pisces. It's like what's going to make them happy is you essentially changing. What's going to make you happy is them essentially changing. And if you ain't putting in the work to change and they're not putting in the work to change, yeah, you guys are going to constantly find yourselves hitting a wall here over and over and over again. I think that they're communicating to you what you need to do on your end, I'm sorry, to make them happy. And I think that you're communicating to them what they need to do on their end to essentially make you happy. I just don't feel like anybody's doing anything is kind of what I'm getting. This is why you guys keep hitting a wall over and over and over and over again. And it's very frustrating for you, just like it's very frustrating for them, because I can tell that you really want to be with them, and I can tell that they really want to be with you. But I feel like when things get very toxic and chaotic, it just causes you to kind of fall into this state of being extremely miserable and potentially even unhappy, with them. And the same applies, for them. And it's kind of getting to that point where you don't really want to deal with it and they don't really want to deal with it. But then again, y'all don't want to be without one another. So then there's that. It's not as complicated. It's not as complicated as it seems, because I feel like you're looking at, this relationship as something that's like impossible to repair. And they're kind of looking at this relationship like this is impossible to essentially repair. It's impossible for the two of you to just be happy with one another, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It just requires the two of you to change. That's it. Like, I think that this person has already communicated to you what they want you to essentially change about yourself. And I think you've already communicated to them what you want them to essentially change about themselves. And if you guys actually do put in the work to change, you're going to notice yourself becoming extremely happy within this relationship. And so are they. And that's the key to getting this relationship back to the way it used to be. It's just a matter of respecting one another and how you guys feel. You know what I mean? And right now, we don't really see that occurring here. Like, we don't really see them respecting the fact that you want them to change X, Y, and Z about themselves, right? They're not respecting that because they're not putting in the work to change. So therefore, they're not really respecting how you feel. And let's just be real, Pisces, I'm gonna be real with you. You're not respecting how they feel either. You're not putting in the work to essentially change. So therefore, you're not really respecting how they feel. You see what I mean? But I think that if you guys were to just respect one another and respect how you guys essentially feel and actually put in the work to change, you guys will get to this beautiful place in no time. But that's literally all it takes. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. All right. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.